I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawn. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? Welcome to the Next Morning Drive. I'm your man, Uncle Freezy. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? How y'all this morning? What is good? What's good? How y'all feeling this morning? It's good to see y'all. Good to be with y'all. Yeah, y'all. Yeah, y'all. Kelly, what's good? Reese Rolex, what's good? T. Williams, Jarrett, Wayne Peterson, I see you. Jamie Peralta, what's happening? Bricks Nation, what's happening? I'm good. Old head, what's happening? What's happening, y'all? Hey, I got some. So I have 3 topics I want to talk about with y'all this morning, man. I have 3 topics that I want to talk about with y'all. I want to preview them real quick. Topic number 1 is the market set for Mitchell Robinson? Is the market set for Mitch? Right? Is the market set for Mitchell Robinson? How much is too much money to pay for Mitch? What contract is too long to contract Mitch? Right? The second thing I want to do is take a brief look into the upcoming schedule. And so I want to look into the upcoming schedule, and I'd like to break down if the crowd is going to be a factor for the Knicks this season. Jay Singh, what's good? Yeah, y'all heard me. Y'all hear? So I got 3 things I want to talk about real quick. Right? South Brooklyn in the building. What's good? What's good? Reese Rolex says, not yet. It depends on this. You just see the deal. Yep. I'm going to discuss that. Infamous New King is in the building. Let me turn some light on in here. Man, it's dark in here. Hold on. Yeah, I need some light in here. Yeah, man. Man. Needed some light in here. So let's get down to the orders of the day. Let's do it. Let's get down to the orders of the day. Right? I think the Cleveland Cavaliers paid their center, Jarrett Allen, I think it was, yeah. So they paid Jarrett Allen 5 years, $100 million. Knicks fans, is Mitchell Robinson worth $100 million? Keep it a buck. Keep it real. Is Mitch worth $100 million in your eyes? DSJ, what's good? Is Mitchell Robinson worth $100 million? What say you, Knicks fans? So Jarrett Allen, let's see how old Jarrett Allen is. Right? Let's use Basketball Reference. So Jarrett Allen is 6'11", 243. He's 23 years old. This past season, he averaged about 13 points, 10 rebounds. And he has played 5 NBA seasons. Last year, he shot 61% from the floor. Or, yeah, about 61% from the floor. Right? But he also shoots 70% from the free throw line. Right. So what I'm doing now is just basically a player comp. So Andrew College says Robert Williams got 4 years. Where is it? 4 years, 50 million. That's a good comparison. Nah, man. Robert Williams ain't no who. Robert Williams. Come on, man. Come on, y'all. Robert Williams to Mitchell Robinson. Nah. Robert Williams, Mitchell Robinson. Robert Williams the third. Yeah. I don't believe Robert Williams III is a comp for Mitchell Robinson. I don't think there is a comparison. I don't think that's even close. Right. I'm throwing the link out there in the chat to the homies that normally jump on. So Anthony D, what's good? Andrew College, what's good? I think Mitch is better. I think Mitchell Robinson is better than Jarrett Allen. What do y'all think? AD, what's good?
Good morning, Uncle Freezy. What's good, family?
Hey, man. I'm chilling, boss.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
What it look? Yeah. Oh, let me say salute to the chat. Peace to everybody. You know what I mean? Hopefully everyone has had a good weekend. Where we at with it this morning? We firing Mitch.
Yeah, we got to have this conversation.
Got a crispy new ball head. You know what I'm saying? Looking like something this morning.
We trying to show out. We trying to show out this morning.
Hey man, not everyone could be as smooth as you, Mr. AD, my brother. How you feeling, man?
Well, I'm feeling good, my brother. It's been a minute. Long time we haven't been on the same show together. How's everything?
Absolutely. Hey, pretty good. I had an awkward weekend, but we here Monday. That's all that matters. What's up, Uncle Freeze? How you feeling, bro?
Yeah,
I'm feeling a little testy.
Well, Freezy, if you're feeling testy, his ears should be ringing because we chopped him up pretty good on Friday. Was it Friday night we chopped him, Kevin? Or was it Thursday? It's one of those
Y'all
nights.
chopped me up? Oh my God. Why? Why? I thought we was boys, man. I thought we was boys. Hey, listen. I haven't talked about the other Frenchman in I don't know how long now. Come on now.
Your partner left you out to dry. You know,
he did. I'll deal with him.
Giving up your odd couple seat, you know, for the highest bidder. You know,
I'm gonna deal with that situation. I'm gonna definitely deal with that situation.
What partner? What partner?
Huh?
What partner?
My nemesis. My nemesis. Oscar Madison.
Yeah.
Black Ops, you know.
Yeah, man. It's crazy, bro. So what do y'all think about Mitch, man? Do you think Mitchell Robinson is worth this somewhere between 13.5 and $20 million?
I think he is. And the only reason why I say that is because I was watching on Twitter a collection of what he did this year, and an argument can be made. An argument can be made that the series that we had against Atlanta would have been totally twisted if he was playing. I'm not saying if we would have won, but it would have gave us a much better chance of winning. Because if you would have had him starting and then had Noel coming off the bench for that, the argument could have been made that it would have been a much better series. And win or lose, we would have stood out and been like, you know what, we gave it everything. And if we win this one, who's to say that if we would have beaten Philly,
That's a lot to put on Mitch's shoulders.
Right, but what I'm saying is the impact that he has, because when I was seeing guys trying to come into the lane against him, they weren't getting them. From that short video, I know people probably I don't know if y'all saw, but it was on Twitter. It was a collection of guys trying to come into the paint on him, and he was just sending everything back left and right.
Okay.
Now, but now now I say that he's worth the bag, but there's a caveat with that. And I think AD might agree with me with this. He's got to be more than just a rim runner. He's got to be more than just a rim runner. He's got to show us something more offensively than just being a rim runner.
See, now you've thrown in a whole nother caveat. Is him and his people are gonna say to you that the big man from Utah, Gobert, is not that offensive person that you're talking about, and he just got the bag. He got the bag.
Yeah. The thing about that is, and I totally agree with that as well.
When you go into negotiations, you start from the highest point. The highest point from center, money-wise, is Gobert.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm sure once the Knicks and anyone else who had a similar type of center heard Gobert got 210, 15 million or whatever, I'm sure there were letters to the league office like, you need to do something about this.
Yes.
Right.
What is going on?
You see, immediately, and I didn't agree with him, Shaq came right out and was like, yo, I told my son, they're giving away $200 million right now for guys who can't play on the other side of the ball. You saw Gobert in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
As good a defensive person as he was in that last series, he became a liability.
Right. And that's why I was saying, and that's why I was saying that he has to bring a little bit more to the table. I'm not asking him to be, to shoot 3-pointers, but you can't tell me that you can't have a little bit of a hook shot.
I'm gonna put something together right quick. I'm gonna be right off screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean, AD? Am I wrong to saying that?
No, you're not. But what I'm looking at from Mitch, and we had this conversation last Sunday on the old school at 2 p.m. every Sunday. Join us. Rob the Nick. Uncle Freezy, and the new star show, AD requires no chaser. No, I'm just bugging out. I always wanted to do that.
You too funny, man. You too funny.
But what I'm saying is, with Mitch, what I want from Mitch is master what you do well.
Right.
You see?
Right.
Then if you got some new tricks in the bag, and you wanna roll out, you wanna shock Nick Nation and take a jump shot, my brother.
Mm-hmm.
By all means. But from right here, I want a solid double-double. I want a 10 and 11, 10 and 10, 10 and 12. No, I don't want 10 and 8.5 And then you tell me, and then I have to hear, well, per 36 minutes, he would have averaged 16. No. I want you on the floor for 32 to 36 minutes per game.
Yeah.
With a solid double-double.
Right.
And you being that interior force.
Right. And I believe with the point guards that we have now, I think that he's going to be able to get everything that you're saying.
It starts with Mitch. It does. With him and his maturity.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we don't know these people, but you can see signs. Last year when he jumped on Twitter or whatever one of these things, and one day you'll see my real game. I think it was I can't remember. Was it after Drummond served him up that first time against Cleveland? I can't remember which game it was. But immediately it was like, dude,
that was the Cleveland. Yeah, that was the Cleveland game. I'm
like, if there's gonna be a time when you make your point to the public, it can't be after Drummond served you up. That can't be the game. If you want to say you got a DNP, or something to that effect, but to my eyes, I have yet to ever see you look at the basket outside of when you're in the dunking position, or you can do something amazingly athletic. You never look at the basket. When you set screens, you set side, you're on your side. It never dawns to you, let me curl out, let me take a 15-footer. The defense gives it to you, and you don't ever take advantage of it because you may not have it in your repertoire.
That's true. Yeah. Andrew Colo, I was going to say Andrew K. Andrew had a great one. He said 10 points and 10 rebounds. We good. You agree with that?
Yes. I'll start from there. Yes.
Yeah.
Take that. I'll take that. If that's your consistent contribution, 10 and 10, and you're dominating the interior like I know you can be.
Yeah.
And you put it together for a whole season, and God and hopefully we don't have another injury setback. It's a big year for you, my guy.
Yeah. When you talk about the injury, I mean, that was just that was just a devastating moment at a devastating time, because you're just coming off your wrist injury, and now you got your foot injury. Not even a game in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Not even a game in, and it's no fault of your own because you got hurt on the battlefield.
Yeah. Freak accidents are always happening. Yeah.
It's a freak accident that happens. Look at the playoffs. We know what happened during the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
But you have to come, Mitch. This is an important game. When I saw that young man in summer league, and I hate putting things on summer league, but he still did it. He took a three. He took a couple of threes.
Who's this now? Who's this now you're talking about?
The young center we drafted. That.
Oh, Sims, right? Sims, right? Yeah.
He took a couple of threes. I mean, I also saw Noel take a few 12 to 15 footers last year.
Right, and that's what we were talking about. That's what I was talking about when I was saying he's got to make himself a little bit more, not be so one-dimensional, because anybody can rim run. Anybody can do that. We've seen it. Anybody could do that. All I'm asking you to do, if you could put your body to the basket and give me a little hook shot, make hit or miss. At least I know that you're taking those opportunities.
Yeah. Every now and again, if you're not comfortable with it, okay, I understand, because that's how the big man game outside of the Europeans has gone, where they've lost, the American big man game, where they've lost the drop step, the hook, that, face up. All they can do is, rim run, pick and dive. That's what they're comfortable with doing. Okay.
How
That's fine.
How devastating was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with that hook shot?
I never get tired of talking about Kareem. I just never get tired of talking about Kareem. You're talking about a man, and it wasn't just the hook. People think it was just the hook, but at some point in time, he just when he caught you on that with the left shoulder and he turned and he went up, it was just devastating. But it wasn't just his hook. He had everything else.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? But he had the most devastating go-to shot this league has ever seen that no one else has ever duplicated.
Not so much, and not even duplicated. Not even. Hey, what's up, Evergreen? Salute, my brother. Salute. And not even duplicated, AD, but even attempted.
Evergreen, salute. Or even attempt.
Peace.
I used to see Kareem used to take, if you watch a lot of his old footage, Kareem could take him from 18, 20 feet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So again, you look at players right now, you look at players like Mitch, you look at players like the guy from Utah that you were just talking about. You look at all these centers, Go Bear, yeah. You look at all these guys, and you can't tell me that you can't emulate what these past other centers did. Go ahead, Evergreen. I see you got you. What you got?
Lord have mercy, guys. Y'all are killing me.
What?
Y'all are killing me.
What am I?
Okay.
What am I saying wrong?
Right. Hear me, and hear me well, please. All right.
Okay. All right.
There is a fine line between can't and won't because of it's orchestrated this way. Okay. Now, we have not seen Mitchell Robinson take a three ever, right, in game.
Right.
I'll give you that, and I'll hold you down on that, and I will scream up and down with you at the game when a dribble handoff play happens and there's nobody guarding Mitchell Robinson. He's got the ball. Shoot the damn three. I got it. But the question that you must ask yourself is it that Mitchell Robinson does not have the ability to shoot threes, or is it that the coaches are telling him, we don't want you shooting that shot right now? Is it because that's the way the offense is designed, or is it because Mitchell Robinson can't do that? I am the one for the later. I think that it can't, because we've seen, and I'm only associating this with Mitchell Robinson's social media. Like, we know that he wants to shoot, right? We know that he's complained about that. So he must have a level of confidence in himself to say, I think I can do it. But again, there's a fine line when you only got three centers, and one of them is a quasi center power forward, and the other one is the veteran that could potentially take your spot if you do something dumb. And something dumb is I'm gonna take a three at the top of the key when this play was supposed to be a high screen and roll to get me to eventually give the ball back to roll to the basket, but instead I took a three and I missed it. And you already know Tom Thibodeau's got a short leash. What the hell are you doing? Mitch, you're out of there. Noel, you're in. And there goes Mitchell Robinson's starting spot. Granted, he lost that starting spot. Well, he did. I wouldn't even say he lost that starting spot, because even after he came back from the hand injury, he played the first two games off the bench, and the last two games he started again. And then all of a sudden, what? He broke his foot. So he was still set up as a starter. What I'm saying is none of you can honestly say that Mitchell Robinson, like, in all honesty, you cannot say Mitchell Robinson can't shoot threes. The only thing you can say is that Mitchell Robinson hasn't shot threes. And those are two completely different narratives. And we have to stop saying that, because we don't know where Mitchell, and this is the year that we would expect that he's done enough behind the scenes to where that dribble handoff play comes in and he does decide to take that three, and Tom Thibodeau is not on that leash section where he's like, no, it's too short. We're pulling you because you did something dumb. This is the season that we expect that. But to say that he doesn't, to say that he can't meaning he doesn't have the ability to, meaning that if he attempts it, it's a failure every time. We don't have any data to make that determination. That's all I'm saying.
We're not saying. Go ahead, AD. Go ahead, AD.
I don't think either Kev or myself or Freezy before ever said that he can't.
Right. Yeah, I want you to. Yeah, exactly.
We're talking about will he? And it's not just the three. Okay?
We're just saying offense in general.
I'm talking about, I've never even seen him take a 12-footer.
Again, but even if it's down to that, is it because he can't do it, or is it because the coach is the coach is designing it that way? When is Tom Thibodeau outside of Karl Anthony Towns? When has Tom Thibodeau ever had a really dynamic center that he's coached?
Okay, fair point.
If you say it's Joakim Noah, Noah was really a power forward.
No.
So I would
go Karl, maybe Karl Anthony.
Yeah, that's it. That's why I said outside of Cat.
You did say outside of Cat. Sorry.
Yeah, outside of Cat, you look at that. Like, so Tom Thibodeau had his hands full with Minnesota. So the amount of time and effort that he can put into, he was like, yo, I need Cat to be the guy now. And I don't even trust Zach LaVine. You're gone. Bring in my boy Jimmy because I'm confident in him. I need people that I have confidence in. And it just so happens that you were already here, Cat, doing your thing, Cat. So you're the guy. You're the guy. But I don't know how to really coach you at this point in time. And I'm not saying that Tom Thibodeau doesn't know what he's doing. I'm simply saying that Tom Thibodeau is still, the 1990s defensive coach, the Chicago Bulls coach of the year, the Boston Celtics defensive coach. He's still that guy where he didn't have that type of player that you have, a five.
Okay. So let me ask you this. You just said what you just said about being the all defense. Do you think the organization should invest in an offensive coordinator? Offensive coach to help him?
We have that guy right now, man. We have him.
Brian. Okay.
That guy.
Right. Okay. But he works more with he works more with the guards than anything.
That's fine. That's fine.
So you need to bring in another offensive specialist? I don't understand. You need to bring in another offensive specialist?
I'm just going by AD. I'm just going by what Evergreen was just saying about him, having all this defense and not really having a at least for this now this year coming up, he's having a full plethora of centers that he can they can work with.
Keep in mind the skill set that you're talking about, which is putting the ball on the floor, shooting the
guys.
three.
I'll be right back.
That skill set that he's talking about, putting the ball on the floor, shooting the three. That's what guards do. So you want a big man, like the stuff that Mitchell Robinson, that we expect Mitchell Robinson to do as a center, with the exception of the hook shot. Mitchell Robinson does. He rim runs. That's what traditional bigs do. They run, they grab boards, they block shots. He's got the ability to be a shot blocking extraordinaire. He's probably one of the highest jumping centers, at his height in the league, right? So all I'm saying is we don't know if he can do it, because I don't think that the style of offense and the current coaching system is allowing him to do it. I think he wants to. He's certainly complained about it, right?
Right.
But I'm scared that we are going to keep up this narrative, and then a potential super talented guy in Mitchell Robinson is going to say, "Screw this, I want out." And now all of a sudden he goes to another team. He goes to a team like, who needs a center? Boston. And all
Boston don't need a center. They just re-signed their center to 4 years, $54 million. Robert Williams III.
Okay, so who? I mean, whatever.
But I get what you're saying.
And
say
Brooklyn.
Team, let's say Brooklyn. Whatever.
Sure. Oh, that'll be my worst nightmare. All right. So any team for that matter, he goes there, and all of a sudden they let him. Hey, bro, we let's see what you got. And he's like, okay. And then his first game back, he's shooting threes. Right. And we're like, and then everyone's complaining, why didn't you do that with us? And everyone's going to still point the finger at him, not realizing that there's the guy that's the super alpha of the team, and his name is Tom. And that guy's been controlling this the whole time. So Tom has not been the coach Mitch's total existence, his total NBA career.
Yeah.
That's it. Now I'm talking about facts.
Right.
Tom has not been his coach all the way through.
And when has Mitchell Robinson complained about not shooting? Did he do it when he was with David Fizdale? No, he wasn't complaining about that. All of a sudden, he's complaining about not being able to shoot or not wanting, not giving the green light to shoot under Tom Thibodeau because he's like, man.
But if he makes a comment that says one day you guys will see, and I'm paraphrasing, one day you guys will see my true game, that spans his NBA career. That one comment right there covers everybody. Not just Tibbs, it's everybody.
Sure.
Right. No, we don't.
Sure, but the complaint didn't come until he was under a particular regime.
But I don't think it's that though. I think Evergreen. I don't think it's Tibbs holding him back, because I used to think that, but now you know what I think. I think now it's the coming out of last year. I think it's the skill players' frustration that a point guard was not able to get them involved offensively.
Oh, okay. So
right.
we would agree. We would agree then that this is the year that you're saying Mitchell Robinson, you got all the opportunity in the world this year, right? You have an upgrade at the point guard position, a guy who can get you the ball, which it's not like you weren't getting the ball at the top of the key anyway, but a guy that can get you the ball. You have two other shooters, right, in Evan Fournier and RJ Barrett, and I use RJ Barrett loosely just because he shot 40% from the three, but the beginning of the season he missed like his first 20-something three-pointers, so I use that loosely with RJ Barrett. You got a 41% shooter in Evan Fournier and a 40% shooter from three in Julius Randle. So in other words, nobody can be doubled. The only guy that would double is the guy that would guard Mitchell Robinson to help out with the other four. Right.
So but that's what you want. But that's what you want.
Right. So what I'm saying is there's no excuse this season for Mitchell Robinson not to shoot.
Right. But the point I'm making is because I understand your point. I just wanted to elaborate on the point that I was just making. Okay. Like, remember when Nerlens Noel was entering free agency, his deal was like in order for him to come back to the Knicks, right? He said he was hitting the open market because he wanted to be involved in the offense, more involved in the offense. Because last season he was not. Right? Derrick Rose turned the corner in the pick and roll. And this is what we said the entire offseason, right? That Derrick Rose turned the corner for the pick and roll, and he would not even look at Nerlens Noel because Nerlens Noel couldn't catch. Right? That was my assumption for Derrick Rose not passing. But at the same time, they also went out and got Kemba Walker, Miles McBride this offseason. You know what I'm saying? So Derrick Rose will be back, but now you have Kemba. So now when Kemba turns the corner, are you gonna pinch Kemba in the mid range and give up the lob to Mitch, or allow Kemba to drive all the way to the basket and score?
Right.
You have to pick your poison, and so most nights teams are gonna be like, we're not letting the ball get all the way to the basket. So now that means the lob is open for Mitchell Robinson, or the corner three is open for Fournier or RJ Barrett.
Right.
Based on how defenses defend. I mean, NBA defense defend.
I agree. I'm cool with that. Just as long as we're on the same page that this should be the year that this is the year that Mitchell Robinson has the opportunity for the ultimate amount of success on your offensive end.
How much are you paying him?
So
that's the $1 million question.
I had this question. I actually proposed this question on Die Hard Knicks podcast the other day. I would for what he does, I would start at $12 million. If he came to me and said, if his agent came to me at $10 million, we could start there. 10 to 12 million. We start there. At max, I would say 15 to 17 at max. For what he does. For what he does well. And I'm basing it off of I'm personally basing it off the market. This guy named Rudy Gobert got $45 million a year to do what centers do just a little bit better than everybody else. Right? In my opinion. Like he doesn't do anything extraordinary. You put Rudy Gobert on the Orlando Magic and he's not taking that team to the playoffs based off of his skill set and what he does. Right? So Rudy Gobert got a bag. So either there's something wrong with the market or these agents are really pimping the game. Right? Really pimping the game. Because he don't deserve that. But again, I'm not here to clock anybody's money. We talking about the Knicks money, right?
I don't know.
I would start the bidding. If they came to me and said Mitchell Robinson $20 million, get out of here. But if they came to me and said $12 million, we could talk.
Okay. I feel you.
Now,
If he doesn't take this money,
we just gave Nerlens Noel $10 million.
If Mitch don't take this money, this reasonable contract offer by the trading deadline, he's out of here. Because he's a second round player, that means he's going to be unrestricted come this end of the season. I'm not taking a chance. I'm not taking that chance with Mitch. You either sign this deal or you're out of here.
So what's the deal? What's the money you looking at?
Whatever I put on the table that's fair to what you've done for this upcoming season.
Number? What is that number? We gotta have a number.
I look at Mitch somewhere where you slotted him. Somewhere between $12 to $17 million a year.
Okay.
Somewhere
I'm cool with that.
And
listen, we're on the same page. I'm a take it or leave it kind of guy too. Like, negotiation. If you ask a military guy, like, you don't negotiate with terrorists. You know what I mean? So either you take what I'm willing to give you, or you look at the other 29 teams in the league and see what they would be willing to give you. And I'm one of those guys. Yo, if you want to test that open market, go right ahead. But if you come back because you realize that open market wasn't as lucrative as what the Knicks is coming to you, now I'm in the low ball position. If we were going to offer you $13 million to come and play for us, and you're like, oh, I think I can get more from Detroit, or I think I can get more from Sacramento or whoever, and you go over there and they're like, nah, bro, like we'll give you $11 million. And then you're like, oh man, I could have got $13 million from the Knicks. And then you come back to me, guess what? The new asking price is $11.5. Take it or leave it now.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. So I got their 2000. I got their numbers up from last season. Can y'all see those? Like I just got so there's let me make this a little bit bigger. Let me make this bigger for those that can't see it. Can y'all see that now?
Mm-hmm.
Their numbers, the comp. Okay. So Robert Williams got 4 years, $54 million, bro, and he only started 13 games, bro. The market, come on, man. The dude started 13 games out of 52.
The market's crazy. The market is crazy with centers. It doesn't make sense. This is a crazy market for centers. Now, mind you, Mitchell Robinson's first season, he played 61 games or 66 games. His second season, he played 61. His third season, he played 31 or 33 or something like that. And didn't
31.
start 31, and he didn't start in 4 of those games.
Okay.
Right? It was about 4 of those games.
Okay.
So what I'm getting at is
what you're getting at is throw him the bag.
No, I'm not saying throw him the bag. I'm simply saying this idea, first we have the idea that he's injury prone, which I guess people define that differently, right? Like if you play 72 games and in one of those seasons, that season is a shortened season due to COVID, and out of those 72 games, you started 66 of them. That means how many games did you really miss? You missed less than 15 games. You started out of those less than 15. You started in 66 of them, or not started, but you played in the majority of them, and then you were given the starting position, right? This is the only season that he's really been quote unquote injury prone.
Okay.
And they were for freak accidents. It wasn't like, Frank Ntilikina's injury where he's injured 5 times out of the year from the same injury, which is his groin, right? That's injury prone in my opinion. But you go up and you dunk and you break your hand, you get healed from that, and then you come back and 4 days later you land on somebody's foot and break your foot, right? That's not injury prone. Somebody, he's got weak bones. Okay, whatever. That's not injury prone. Those are freak accidents, right? Kawhi Leonard, injury prone guy. Same injury over and over again. This boy is not getting ready to play basketball until March. That's an injury prone player. But when that's like if I walk outside, I get hit by a car, and then I heal from that car injury, and then I go back outside after being out for 4 months, and I can finally walk and run around again, and then I get hit by a bus. And then you're like,
that's not injury prone.
That's not injury prone.
Right.
It's not, right? So he has value in playing basketball. He plays majority of his games as a center, as a big man. Right. And not saying that those numbers are unheard of, because they're certainly not, but they're right on par with the rest of the league. And when you look at the rest of the market for centers in this league, the numbers are crazy.
Yeah.
So you got to be reasonable and come right there in the middle.
Right.
Because if Robert Williams is making, he's making a bag, and he didn't start that much, and Jarrett Allen is pretty much making way more money than Mitchell Robinson, I would say Jarrett Allen and Mitchell Robinson are pretty much the same player.
Nah. You think so?
That's neat. That's and again, that just shows how crazy the market is to me. Players that you can compare. I mean, you comparing them good enough that you put him on this list. He's at the top of the list.
Nah, I just grabbed the first name I saw, man. That's but I understand what you mean. I will say this though. What you drinking, a smoothie?
Yeah, watermelon, grapes, mangoes, and blueberries. Did
you put ice in it? Or did you freeze your fruit?
Nah, I put ice. I just cut them this morning. I put ice in it, and they I just put water in it.
Okay. I'm just asking. I'm trying to figure out something, man. I'm trying to, bro. Anyway, I say throw Mitch the bag. Throw the bag at Mitch. You got to.
I mean, what is the bag?
$90 million. $90 million.
Over how many
$90 million over 5 years. $90 million over 5 years.
90 million.
So 90 divided by 5 is 18 mil per season.
You meet me at 86 and we got a deal.
No, we got to give Mitch $90 million, bro. And the reason why is not because his value right now, but because of what you were paying him as a second round pick was a travesty before God, right? Because the dudes we mentioned that we compare him to, all three of those dudes were first round picks, and they were getting first round pick money, right?
Right.
And your man was getting lowball second round pick money, and then he was playing in New York City. You know what I'm saying? So dude was basically making the same amount of money as dudes working in the arena that don't even play for the team, that don't even play sports. It's dudes in there working in the office making more money than Mitchell Robinson.
That's crazy.
And he was the starting center of the New York Knicks.
That's crazy to say that. It sounds crazy to paint that picture that way. Oh my God,
bro! And then think about the way his check was taxed in New York City. State taxes are crazy for one, but city taxes for New York City, bro. Do you know what the cost of living is like in New York City, bro?
Nope, I don't live there no more. I'm out of there,
bro. All I'm saying, anybody in the chat live in Manhattan? Anybody in the chat live in Manhattan? Can somebody express to others what it's like, the cost of living is like in Midtown Manhattan or Long Island, where I think a lot of these cats live at? So what I'm saying is, Divine Fisher says, give that man some back pay. We already spent our money, so it's not like we're trying to say the cap space. He right. Bro, you got to give this man the bag, bro, because it's not like what Evergreen G was saying, and it's a perfect comp in my opinion. It's not like he gets a hamstring injury or a groin injury. This dude is getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? This dude
playing for us,
playing hard for us. Yeah. These are not soft tissue injuries and blah blah blah. He didn't stretch good, so then he went out there and tried to go faster, and then he pulled something. Nah, this dude broke his hand and had to have surgery. This dude broke his foot, bro. I mean, come on. What are we talking about? 5 years, $90 million sounds fair to me. Hey, Jose Perez says $6,000 for a 2-bedroom in Manhattan. Bruh, are you serious? Bro, are you serious? Evergreen G, would you pay that? Would you pay $6,000 a month for a 2-bedroom in Manhattan?
Absolutely not.
Bro, $6,000 a month? Bro, come on, man. Come on. What are we even talking about? AD, you see what I'm talking about, man?
Yes, I would pay that $6,000 a month if I had a 5,000 square foot super fly G-Fly apartment where the breezes came through on a regular. Yes, Austin. I would pay the $6,000.
Right.
If it was a fifth, we would all be drunk.
If I get to decorate it with the leopard skin shag rug, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But if I got pictures of my man with the fishbowl shoes, so I'm gonna get you sucker on my wall, I'm gonna do it all.
Antonio Fargas.
God rest the dead, Antonio.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But 5 for 90 for Mitch. That sounds about right. That sounds about right.
That's 18 mil. Y'all were talking somewhere between 10 and 17 mil.
Yeah, that's the high end.
Right.
That's the very high end. That sounds about right. if he has the season coming up to, we think he can have. I mean, I want to see a little bit of him first before I give him that money this year. But yeah, that sounds about right.
Right.
But this is the man though that has had 7 agents.
Yep.
So whatever him and his family believe that he's worth, it could be a tricky thing when it comes to negotiations.
Right.
He may be looking to become a free agent. And you can't blame him because like I said when we first started, once Utah gave Rudy Gobert that bag,
changed everything.
The game has changed because you start from that point. I'm Mitch. I'm walking in there. I'm like, Rudy got 215. Like, okay, what's the most I can get?
As he should do that.
As he should. Yeah, absolutely. As he should. It's the most I can get. The most I can get is 175. I think I'm gonna need that 175. It's only right. You see, we're trending in dangerous waters with Mitch. The longer it takes to get him under a contract, the easier it's gonna be for him to walk out the door.
Right. And if I'm Mitch, I'm putting y'all feet to the fire. I'm like, the first thing I'm saying is, why y'all don't like to sign y'all homegrown talent? That's the first thing I'm throwing out there.
Yeah.
I'm like, the first thing I'm throwing, because y'all been hitting me with haymakers for years. So when it's my turn, it ain't no fun when the rabbit get the gun. That's all I'm gonna say to that.
Yeah. At some point in time, one of our homegrown talent is gonna get the bag, whether he deserves it or not, because we haven't had a rookie to sign a second contract since Charlie Ward.
Right. But you just paid
20 years ago.
Right, but you just paid Evan Fournier $18 million.
And
he ain't even from here. He wasn't drafted by the Knicks.
Yeah. At some point in time, one of our homegrown guys is gonna get that money, and we're gonna be like, really? You gave the money to that guy necessarily? I don't know.
Right.
It's the law of averages.
Right. And then if I'm Mitch, you know what I'm also saying? well, let me say this first. Hey, LT, thank you for the super chatter platter. He says, I like Mitch 3 years, 54 million. If he holds up, give him the bag. Thanks, for coming through yesterday. We really, really appreciate the love. Nah, it was dope. I just wish I had more time. I had to shoot out and go to work. But what I'm gonna say to, because the 3 years 54, that sounds like 18 million also. So, but what I'm gonna say to Knicks fans is, okay, yeah, I'll walk out this door, but Brooklyn need a center. You know what I'm saying? I can go play for them, and I might be the missing piece. You think Brooklyn need a center? You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, hey, if I'm Mitch, I'm throwing out all the tricks, bro, because at the end of the day, the Knicks have thrown money at dudes randomly, and you like, what, bro? For instance, why is Taj Gibson making 3 times as much as Mitchell Robinson is making this year? Evergreen. Why is Taj Gibson as a third string center making 3 times as much money as Mitchell Robinson is making this year?
I think he's being groomed for a particular role, but that is a very perplexing situation. Doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
Doesn't make sense to me at all. So, bro, listen, we're on the same page with that. We are on the same page with that. Only thing I can say is trust. I don't know. What are we gonna do?
If I'm Mitch, I'm asking, why is this dude making 3 times as much money as me, and he not even playing most nights?
And they're gonna say to him, "We take care of our own," because so far they've taken care of their own for the most part. You know, the fat off the pork. They got, you know, that's an oxymoron, is it not? The fat off the pork.
Well, yeah.
They got them other guys, them stragglers. They didn't get the money, but everybody else got the bag. Everybody else got everybody else gonna have a good Christmas come December.
Right, and except Mitch.
Mitch, you next in line.
If I'm Mitch, I'm like, I want my money now, right? Because I'm telling, if I'm Mitch, I'm like, listen, I know y'all want to see more out of me, but I remember when y'all used to have Cole Aldridge playing at center. I know y'all love Cole Aldridge. I know y'all love Jason Williams, whatever his name is. Y'all remember Lou Amundsen, the dude with the ponytail?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I know y'all loved y'all some him. Y'all love Kevin Seraphin.
Yeah, absolutely. But what can happen to him is, remember a couple of years ago when Dallas tried to give Noel the bag and he turned it down.
Right.
Yeah, and you know what? I want that type of information to be public immediately. This way, if it does happen, and he does shoot himself in the foot like a Nerlens Noel, like a Dennis Schroeder, that I'm not upset at us. I'm not upset at the front office anymore.
But the front office never made him an offer like that for him to.
No. What I'm saying, I got you. What I'm saying is, if an offer comes out, because in this scenario that was painted was, you know, the offer is presented and he turns it down. If he turns down an offer, and it's anything like what we presented, what we came up with your 90 million or 3 years, 54 million. If it's anything like that and he turns it down, I'm like, oh, all right.
Okay.
Take a hike, buddy. And now I'm not mad anymore. Now I'm not like the New York Knicks didn't do their due diligence to keep this guy on the team. And I'm cool with that.
Right. And so what I'm getting at is this. Like, these franchises are offering
Luke Cornett. Oh God.
Yeah, y'all remember. Oh, I know y'all love the Luke Cornett years. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all. Yeah, I know y'all love the Enes Kanter years.
I actually like the Enes Kanter years. I actually like those.
Yeah,
Enes Kanter was a bum.
He was my bum though.
His defense was terrible.
I'll say one thing for Enes Kanter though. When he got here and he talked about when LeBron and them was spinning the bottle on the home court, he took that personally. And I'm like, guy, you don't even have a month in the uniform, and you remember that because we were laughing stock around the league and everybody was watching on ESPN where they're playing spin the bottle during the game on the court.
They up by 27, right? They up by 27, and their coach is looking for somebody to send in the game, and the dude's at the end of the bench flipping a bottle at the baseline.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The coach don't even have nobody to send in the game because everybody at the end of the bench down there doing the bottle flip challenge.
That was our pathetic. I mean, Lord, hopefully we never go back to that again. But I remember thinking, all of the players, I'm like, you guys are on the floor. No one's going to take a technical. No one's going to throw the ball over there.
Right.
Who cares if it's LeBron over there? No one's gonna be like, come on, you extra now.
Right.
We know you destroying us. We have no chance, but our families is watching this.
Right.
The fan base is watching this. Like what's going on? So I'll give him that. He took a certain kind of pride when he was here, and he could rebound. He was tough. I'll give him that. So you know what? I'll take that. I'll take back my bum reference, Evergreen. I'll take that back. As I'm thinking about it now, no, he wasn't that just slow-footed when you needed him on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah. We didn't have that defensive identity. But what he did, you know, he had a few little oh damn moments on the offensive end that
he was tough because he could offensive rebound and he had good footwork on the offensive side. See, that's what used to get me. I'm like, when I watch you offensively in the box, you have great footwork. You up and under, you got all of that. You know, on a good night, on a real good night, he may get you 25 and 16 and 17. I've seen him do the Knick uniform.
Yeah.
He's had greatness, but put him on the other side of the ball. Oh my God. Woo.
You know, y'all remember Julius Randle dropped 45 on him.
Yes. Woo.
Right. But and you know what though? The thing about Kanter is not that he was a bad player here. He was just on the wrong timeline. He wanted to win, and the Knicks were overtly tanking. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, he wanted to win, bro. He's like, man, put me in. Why y'all got me on the bench? And it's like, dudes out here that's trash. Y'all know they trash. Let me play. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
And
So
he had-
again,
he
the
had
thing,
all
the,
of that.
the market is in his favor. You know, to bring it back full circle to Mitch. You know, the market is in Mitchell Robinson's favor.
Right.
It's just how is he going to pimp it? You know, he's got to pimp it, and it's easy to do. You know, and I would hope that the Knicks are willing to do that. You know, especially since they have, you know, the nice set of backup future in Jericho Sims. You know, who they have on the super cheap. You
Right.
know, and I would much rather see like a super cheap revolving door of, you know, freak athlete centers than us just let a guy go and you know, not pay a homegrown talent. You know, that's the next step. You know, you give a homegrown talent some pride in playing here, and then the next freak center that you can find in the back, you know, in the back of the draft is where you start looking at. And we might have that guy right now. We might have him. So I'm not mad at the way Dave went about this whole Mitchell Robinson not signing thing. I'm not upset at that at all. You know, I'm very cool with kind of letting the market dictate what it's going to be. And let's just hope, you know, that the Knicks make the right decision, whatever that decision may be. Because at this point, I'm like, I trust them. You know, the sky is orange today and is blue tomorrow. I trust everything you do.
Yeah.
If you told me the sky is purple, all right, I trust you. Let's go and get these W's now, and while practicing fiscal security throughout the whole time. You know, and it seems we're doing that. So
Yeah, and then you got to give Mitchell Robinson that discount, bro, because playing in New York City, while you have the opportunity to earn more money doing other stuff.
Sorry, guys.
The cost of living is crazy. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. The cost of living is too crazy for you not to pay somebody fair market value. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so I'm just getting on here. What's the consensus? What's the contract that you think he should get?
For 4 years, $205 million.
All right, he's messing with me. Okay.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
as soon as I got the laugh, I was like, yeah, he's not.
So Freezy came up with 5 years, $90 million. I said
Okay.
5 years, $86 million.
Okay, and what about you, AD?
I'm somewhere in there, but that's my max, though. That's my max.
Yeah. So that is not my starting number. That's my max.
No.
Yeah.
No. And as time goes on, it's gonna get less and less. I need you to take this money today.
Right.
I need you to take this money. I need you to take this money today, and let's move on with life.
Okay, so let me ask you guys this. Do you think he could be another situation like Dennis Schroeder, where if he balks at what we're going to offer him, that someone else will?
It could be,
Okay.
but it depends on what your offer is. Because if you offer
Absolutely.
him 4 years, $40 million, of course he's gonna balk at it, and I
Yeah.
would too.
Yeah.
I would come on here. I know, like, I have no dog in the fight, right? But if I heard the Knicks offered him 4 years, $40 million, I would come on this live stream,
Yeah.
scorching hot.
Scorching hot. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How you gonna offer that man
You would, hey,
$10,000?
hey, you would have no hair. You would have no hair, no facial hair because you'd be burning up. So
Right. I look like a 50-something, like a 55-year-old baby.
yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
But what's bugged out with that, Unc, where you say that, I bet you, I could bet my last dollar, my counterpart would probably agree with that 40 million. You know why? Because well, that too. That's number one. But number two, he feels as though that he hasn't earned what he's supposed to get. I wish he was on right now. I talked to him earlier this morning. I wish he could, get on right now, and talk about that. But we're gonna talk about that on Thursday and everything. But
you said he hadn't earned it. I'm gonna show you something. You said he hadn't earned it, right?
No, I think he has.
No.
Yeah.
Your point was that G-Man might think that he hadn't earned it, right?
Yeah.
So this is what Robert Williams has done this season.
Good Lord.
And for the record, I don't think he's earned that contract yet.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
You're talking about Robert Williams, right?
Yeah.
So Kev.
Who's Robert Williams play for? I just want to.
The Boston Celtics. He's a Boston Celtics center.
Yeah.
They just got the contract 4 years, $54 million. He averaged 8 points a game. He started 13 games, Kev. 13 games. Right? 13 games he started. He played in 52. He averaged 8 points a game, 6.9 rebounds, right? And he just got a contract with the Boston Celtics for 4 years, $54 million. Yet, we want to say Mitch should make less than that.
No, that's not. No, that's idiocy right there. That's ludicrous and idiotic. Yeah.
Okay, but here's the thing with that, though. Boston made a trade from their starting center to get this kid the time, right? Mm-hmm. Boston is looking at him in potential, what he can do. Oftentimes, too much, we want to pay guys for what they've done. Mitch hasn't done anything.
Name me.
Well, I disagree with that. Now, I kind of disagree with that.
Let him finish.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What I'm saying. Last year, we went to the playoffs. Mitch was not a pivotal part of that team. If we're talking about what he's done was on pathetic teams. What he did was when we were winning 20 and 17 and 18 games. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? That's my one thing right there. So if management says, well, I don't feel like I want to pay him that 19 or for 5 years, or if I sign him, it's a deal where I'm signing him and moving him for whatever name you want to throw out there, whatever package. I can't totally kill it because Mitch hasn't done anything yet to really get that bag, unless you're paying him like Boston did to pay him on potential.
Well, see, here's the thing. I've seen 3 years of him, and again, it's no telling what he would have been if he was still healthy. I think he would have made an not an all-star team, an all defensive team. And again, I don't know if he was listening. I said that he could have altered what this playoff run could have been.
I agree. A lot of people were like, having Mitchell Robinson on the floor against Atlanta isn't going to make a difference. And I'm like,
that's idiotic. That's idiotic to think that. That's like idiotic to think that. Yeah.
Yeah, you're moving Clinton Capella out the paint, which is
exactly
the real big problem.
Exactly.
We had a problem everywhere else, rebounding, scoring in the paint. Granted, it was for what was really being done on the perimeter with the way that they threw defenses at Julius Randle and cutting off the left hand.
Right.
But Mitchell Robinson's presence on the floor would have been so much different defensively with the way they were running their screen rolls and getting any dribble drive that they wanted.
Yeah, everything you just said, that we were having problems with, he would have solved at least half of that.
Yeah, I think so too.
He would have solved at least half of that. Like you said, he would have brung Capella out, and I'm telling you right now, Trey would not have gotten into the paint as much, knowing that this tree is standing right in front of him.
Right, I agree. AD?
I agree. I agree that Mitch could have made it tougher. I agree that Mitch could have made it tougher, but we've all been on here many a day saying it wasn't the defense was our problem, was our offense.
Come on,
Well,
man.
Well,
Come on, man.
Our defensive identity.
We've been on here many a day saying that it wasn't our defense was the problem, it was our offense.
And what was the one thing on offense that gave us the problem?
Oh my God, it was everything on offense that gave us the problems. Everything. Our offense was horrible. You can't pick. We can't pick one thing.
I'm gonna tell you this. I pointed at one thing. Right? I pointed at one thing, and it's a simple. This is two things, but it's the scheme that Atlanta ran that they perfected, mind you, that they got from Chicago. Right? They got the scheme from Chicago when we had that really tough game with Chicago when Lauren Marketing went off last season.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
That defense exposed us, and damn near every team that got to us since then ran the same type of defense.
Sure did.
But what made it different was the fact that the paint presence on defense of pushing Clinton Capella out of the paint is what allowed, us not to be able to get to the basket properly. So what it was they're throwing a double team. They're throwing a double team at the top of the key. And wherever that ball goes, which in most cases is going to go to the left-hand side because Julius Randle was in control of everything, and he's a left-handed player.
Mm-hmm.
And you have nobody to move Clinton Capella out of the way, which way
exactly.
He's not going anywhere.
And Noel wasn't doing that for us.
Right. So now you have Julius Randle trying to get to the paint, and he's running into a brick wall and being double teamed already. And that back end gets closed off. The weak side to swing the ball through gets closed off, and now Julius Randle has to chuck up a crazy shot or play the 2-man game with Reggie Bullock, which we already know that he can only put the ball on the floor twice before he has to shoot or give the ball up somewhere else.
Right. And
so that was the defense. And the same thing was applicable to RJ Barrett because he's also a left-handed player. Yeah. You throw a double team and you have Clinton Capella sitting in the box cutting off the left-hand side, and the game is over.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a very simple thing. You move Julius Randle out. I mean, excuse me, not Julius Randle, but you move Clinton Capella out of the paint, and it's a different story. Even with the double team, it's a different story.
And another thing, one more thing, AD, before I let you go. One thing that Gregory Costello says is that Mitch would have helped on the pick and roll. He certainly would have.
They didn't run a pick and roll even when Mitch was healthy.
No. Would have helped out. No. On the defensive end. On the defensive end, I'm saying.
Oh, you mean on the defensive end? Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, on the defensive end. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I got you with that.
Yeah, because honestly, I believe that New Orleans really couldn't play that pick and roll, very well. Everything for as good as Noel was playing during Mitch's time off, time away, Atlanta found a weakness for us and just exploited it, and he was one of them.
I mean, hindsight is 20/20.
Right.
Obviously.
Right.
I'm gonna say this again. Mitch would have made things tougher. I'm not saying Mitch lifts us past Atlanta. I think he makes it tougher. Yes. If his athleticism, the way how he can cover threes, the way he can get back. Yes, I'll give you that. Maybe I'll give you another game with Mitch.
Okay, Evergreen. Movies and stuff says Mitchell's blocks are empty blocks.
No.
Holy crap!
No. No. That's
What?
just crazy. No.
Oh my god! I almost cussed. Jesus
No.
All
Christ!
right, let me read to you what he says. All right, so his first thing he goes, in 3 years, Mitch has done nothing but switch up agents like 10 times, like he's going to get a bag, not doing nothing. Ever since we had Noel, I've never seen a good center defense until I saw Noel. We had Mitch 3 years, and I've never seen Mitch do what Noel does. Noel's do block shots that means something. Mitchell blocks are empty blocks. Okay, I'll let y'all deal with that.
Let me be fair to this person's point. Because Mitch was injured and Noel got the time in those key moments, Noel was able to do the things defensively that we wanted to see from Mitch. So that's just facts.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Noel happened to come around at a time where this guy's injured, next man up. What's the best thing that I have to offer in my game is I can erase almost everything that comes to the paint. Different. Mitch is a different shot blocker. Mitch is a left-handed shot blocker, especially on the perimeter. See what I'm saying? Mitch can cover ground that Noel. Mitch can go side to side and cover ground. Noel is not a side to side cover ground guy. Look at Mitch's build. You can add another 20 pounds on Mitch, and Mitch is going to be a monster. Noel is still playing with his junior high school body. You see what I'm saying?
Junior high school body, yes.
That has Noel looked any different since we seen him come on the scene as a high school All-American before he went to Kentucky?
Yeah.
Has he gained an inch?
Right.
That man gonna be 90. That man gonna be 90 years old, walking around at 190 pounds at 7 feet tall.
Exactly. Usually you could tell when you read comments of if it has substance, and then you could just tell the haters. And from what I was reading to y'all, that just seems like a bunch of hate on Mitch, man.
But it had a little bit of truth to it, because during these last 3.5 years, we hadn't played any important games. And the games that we played were important. Mitch was on the bench with a cast.
Yeah, this is going to be Mitch and Knox's 4th year, right?
Yes.
Yeah. In those first 2 years, it didn't.
We didn't see anything.
They were empty. Yeah, we really didn't see anything.
It's not his fault he got hurt, and it's not his fault.
No, not at all.
Because hey, Noel could have not taken advantage of his opportunity. He did.
Yep. Sure.
On a nightly basis, he did.
And obviously sees something in us, so that's why he resigned with us as well.
Yeah, he saw $30 million.
Wow, Cornerstone, you getting emotional over there?
He saw a big check guaranteed. Absolutely.
Was anybody else offering him more?
Who?
Nolans.
I don't know. We don't know if that ever got out.
Because I know a lot of us thought that him and Burks was gone, that they were going to get a bag, somewhere, and they wound up, signing with us. So I always like to see if actually, what other teams were going to offer him. Okay.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I think it's time.
But I agree with the both of y'all, with the three of y'all about, don't shortchange this guy. Don't shortchange this guy. Give him what he's worth.
Kev, what's the cost of living like where you at? Is it pretty high?
Yeah, I would say. Yeah.
And you just the average Joe, right? No disrespect.
I know disrespect. I know.
We're
on that level.
I need you to let him know, Kev, you are the star of the hit podcast. You one half of the black couple. You will not be belittled like this
because you
I
done
call the
gave,
G-Man.
gave you a platform. They gonna call you Average Joe.
Come here. I am an average Joe.
Average
Listen. Until I make bank like Mike Francesa does with WFAN, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to come on here tomorrow with that guitar and string up.
Oh, my guitar, yeah, man.
Let people know you
My-
multifaceted out here.
So what I'm getting at is this though. Like with Mitch, you don't want to shortchange Mitch, especially after Knicks fans know what y'all were paying him his first 4 seasons.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we know you paying him pennies to play center, right? And then when it comes time to pay him, you're gonna be like, well, I need to see you do it one more year, just for me to give you the bag. And you know what I'll be thinking the whole time as a Knicks fan?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I saw you pay Elfrid Payton
$5 million.
$10 million for 2 seasons. $10 million.
Yeah.
Right. I said he,
And he wasn't.
And I saw you pay Marcus Morris salary. I saw you pay Mo Harkless. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on. At some point, this is less about the player.
Yeah.
I mean, less about the payday and more about the player. You don't believe in Mitch. Say you don't believe in Mitch and let him go. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, they did it to my boy. They said, Frank, we don't believe in you. Bye-bye. Bye.
We will not have your DNA issues. With your illegitimate child that you refuse to show papers on. Brought out here this morning. Okay.
Yeah.
Right
now, everybody on this roster, you could say are true dogs now. These are the guys that he wants to run with. Who is this?
Mr. KK is still on this roster. It's
Kevin.
It's not a dog.
It's not a dog.
Let's
hey, but maybe
Charlie Walker.
That's Charlie Walker. What's happening, my brother? How you feeling, bro?
I'm chilling. Hey, let me tell y'all something. Who think Mitch Robinson deserved the bag? Are y'all serious?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
No.
He deserved the bag. Yes.
No, he don't. Let me tell you something. If you're not on the court, how you deserve a bag?
What do you mean?
Oh,
What were you?
Here we go.
What were you when we needed you versus Atlanta Hawks? You was on the bench. First of all, you don't deserve a bag because you ain't do nothing. The only thing you did was stay out of foul trouble.
Okay.
So what I would do, I would give him $8 million a year. Now, if you could play 50,
no. That's
man. I usually agree with you about a lot of stuff. I can't roll with you on this one, bro.
Check this out. If you could play 50 or more games, we'll talk about a contract. We'll talk about 3 years or whatever you want to do.
Hold on.
But this guy's can't stay healthy.
Has Mitchell Robinson ever played more than 50 games?
I don't know. I can't tell.
Okay. See, this is why you can't
I don't think so. No, he
This is
don't.
why you can't talk to fans. He didn't even bother to check. He's just gonna throw out these outlandish, dumb questions that don't hold any merit. Mitchell Robinson's rookie season, he played 66 games, and then his sophomore season, which was the season of COVID, he played 61 games. Okay, and now he played 31 games when he got injured twice off 2 freak accidents. Cut it out. That narrative is bull crap. Get out of here. You offer Mitchell Robinson $8 million, he's gonna spit in your face, and then he's gonna go across the street to Brooklyn, and he's gonna get $16 million.
What have you done for me lately? What have you done for me lately?
CWC, no, man.
Nothing.
Hey, CWC, come on, man.
Boy, Evergreen looked like he talking to the new recruits who done just came in off the bus.
Listen.
Give me 10.
Hey, Evergreen, I'm on the Army base too.
Listen.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Listen.
I thank you for your service, my brother. I thank you for your service.
Listen. We got it. Knicks fans. I'm sorry, y'all. Jesus Christ. We got to come correct. We got to. We can't, once again, we can't hold this mantra of being the most intelligent fan base in all of NBA, and we say dumb stuff like that. And then when you ask questions, I don't know. Come on, bro. You got to do better than that.
Evergreen.
Because according to that, he fits your narrative.
No, hold on, Evergreen. We are entitled to be emotional.
Okay.
Tell him, AD.
Sure, but
Tell him, AD.
Being emotional being emotional and being incorrect are two different things.
Let me ask CWC. The guy from the Celtics, do you think he deserved the money that he got?
See, let me tell you something about that. Why we worry about other people's contract? That's their own business over there. We have to worry about our guys.
Because you gotta model it. You have to model it.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
no, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
You do.
That's their thing over there.
It's a market.
We over here. We can't be worrying about what Boston do. You know what I'm saying?
I remember years ago, and Uncle Freezer can attest to this. Remember when Derek Coleman got the bag from the Nets?
Mm-hmm.
Remember? And what did Karl Malone say? Karl Malone wanted that same bag.
Karl Malone wanted twice as much.
Remember? Yes.
Karl Malone wanted twice as much as that.
That's what we get nasty.
But Karl Malone was one of the best power forward out there too. Karl Malone was one of the best power forward out there too.
I totally agree with you with that.
Right, but what he didn't take into account though is that Derek Coleman wasn't playing with John Stockton.
Oh boy, here you go, Uncle Freezy. Here you go with this.
Wasn't Derek Coleman playing with Jason Kidd?
No.
Kenny
Anderson.
Okay, so I got a question for you. I got a question for you. If you go to the corner store, right, and you want to buy an apple,
yeah,
and the apple, just one single apple there, costs $1.19.
Yeah.
Would you go all the way down the block and pay $12 for that same apple? That same type of Granny Smith apple. Would you do that?
I don't think so.
Of course not.
Okay. So the market dictates what you will do. Period.
No, the better example is, would you go all the way down the block to pay $1.14? You
something you talking about something comparable? Okay.
Yeah. But what I'm saying, even if you say $1.14, that's fine. That's fine.
Hey,
right? You're gonna get the same apple.
What's happening?
Again, regardless of whether it's $1.13 or $1.14, you are still worried about the market.
Right.
You're like,
and the
man,
agent's
why would I pay more for the same thing?
Right. And that agent's going to, once he sees what other players are making, he's going to try his best to make sure that his client is getting just as much as what the other people are getting. That's that market.
His client need to be on the floor. His client need to be on the floor doing his job.
Hold on. Wait a minute. It's not his fault that he got what he got.
Okay,
it's not his fault he got what he got.
Oh,
come on, man.
That's fine. I'm cool with that. We'll say his client needs to be on the floor. So I'll give you a perfect example of how that narrative is crap. Kawhi Leonard just got another bag.
Come on! Oh no! But Evergreen, you know what he's gonna say? Evergreen, you know what he's gonna say?
Mitch Robinson, y'all comparing him to Kawhi? Y'all comparing him to Kawhi?
It's a comparison.
The comparison is injury. The injury comparison.
There we go. The comparison is Kawhi Leonard is not playing this season, probably till at least February, based off of what the Clippers are talking about. And he just waited. He waited and said, "Yo, I'm not going to extend. I'm going to hit that market." And they said,
let him hit the market."
And then he hit the market, and then Clippers was like, "Oh man, we got to retain this guy." And they gave him a bag. And he's not even going to play. So again, the market dictates whether you're a small forward, a center forward, a point power forward, whatever position you want to name, the market dictates. You can't take that.
That's like that with anything. That's like that.
What about Kevin Durant? When Kevin Durant tore his Achilles, was there?
Yeah, but I was just about to say that, Freezy. The market though dictates, but the market is also biased to star players.
Oh yeah. So that's
your star players is gonna get that money.
Okay, so Gordon Hayward's a star player then, right?
But
That's what we're
why?
saying?
But why?
Gordon Hayward got a bag down there in Charlotte. He's a star player. Come on, bro. We doing too.
Mitch Robinson ain't no star player. Mitch Robinson ain't no star player.
I'm not saying he is, and I'm not talking about giving him star money. We just established. Freezy said $90 million over 5 years.
No, I say 8 million a year. 8 million a year.
All right. So he's gonna spit on you with your COVID mask on and walk
He
out.
can't. He ain't gonna be on the floor
So
to do
he's
that
gonna.
though.
So you're giving him.
Is Mitchell Robinson better than Nerlens Noel? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
That's one.
No.
Hell yes.
No, I didn't know. I didn't know well Bella.
Oh man.
I didn't know well Bella.
Come on, bro.
Wow.
He hustled.
Wow.
Let me tell you why. He guard bigger centers than Mitch.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Doesn't.
He played better defense than Mitch.
No, he doesn't, bro. That boy.
He don't.
That boy weighs 103 pounds soaking wet, bro.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
Cut it out.
He played defense. He hustled.
Okay.
He hustled. Get loose balls.
So that's why Clinton Capella averaged 12 points against him on the playoffs, huh? Is that why?
Hey, he had more weight than him.
Huh? Oh, okay.
He had more weight than him.
So who weighs more, Mitchell Robinson or Nerlens Noel?
Well, Mitch Robinson weighed more because he been eating them donuts. He been eating them donuts in the all season.
You know, off the strength of just playing the pick and roll, off the strength of just playing the pick and roll, Mitchell Robinson is way better than Noel.
Yeah.
Off just that alone.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got a better question.
Noel's pick and roll defense is not that good. And Mitchell Robinson's defense is pretty good, man. I would like to say close to elite. When you watch all the tape on Mitchell Robinson's pick and roll defense and his recovery on defense, recovering out to the 3-point line, Nerlens Noel can't do that.
Okay, I agree. Now, I have an even better question for you. So, if Nerlens Noel is indeed better than Mitchell Robinson, when Mitchell Robinson was out for damn near 2 months and he came back, he came off the bench for 2 games and then he started for 2 more games before he broke his foot. Why did Tom Thibodeau put him as the starter if Nerlens Noel is better than him?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that wasn't a case of better or not. You're talking about continuity.
Oh,
you're talking about no. You're talking about no. You got to be fair. No. You got it. No. You got to be fair.
You shouldn't have to lose your job. You shouldn't have to lose your position.
Yeah. And you're talking about continuity.
So you put him back in. So.
Yeah, and that was the role. No, but that was the role that he was used to, was coming off of the bench. You see what I'm saying? You just can't upset the entire apple cart because of one guy. That's not fair right there.
Bro, Nerlens Noel was the
That's
starter.
Not fair.
Nerlens Noel was the starter for 2.5 months. What continuity are you talking about wasn't there? He was the starter for 2.5 months. When Mitchell
he did a better job than Mitch ever did.
What?
The continuity,
bro.
Wait. I haven't heard from a man here. Let me hear from a man right here.
Noel did more than Mitch did for the Knicks.
Let me hear from A, man. Let me hear from A.
He's talking crazy.
But,
why do you got
hold on. Last year, no, you can't take. I understand Charlie Ward's point. You understand what I'm saying? I disagree with what he would do with him financially, but Noel was very good in his role.
He was very good.
He can't take that away from him.
He was very good, but when it mattered the most, he came up short.
Wait. So let me
Mitch Robinson wasn't there, so he came up short.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But we're not talking about Nate Robinson. We talking about Mitchell Robinson, bro.
Who said Nate Robinson? Who said Nate Robinson?
Charlie Ward cousin said Nate.
No, I didn't. I ain't say David Robinson.
What?
One said that.
You got that Eddie syndrome mixing up names.
I'm going to rewind the tape right now.
Yeah, exactly. Let me hear from a man right here.
Now, but we know who he meant, though. We know who he meant.
Yes, of course.
But
I didn't say David Robinson. What are you talking about?
CW, take the L, man. Take the L, man.
I didn't say David Robinson, bro.
He's not going to. Yo,
I didn't say no David Robinson. Why would I say
Take
David
the L,
Robinson?
man.
I
Take
know
the L.
you didn't say David Robinson, man. I know that.
You said Nate Robinson.
Nate Robinson.
No, I
You let
didn't
it
say
ride.
Nate Robinson.
Take
I
the
ain't
L,
saying nothing
man.
like
Take
that.
the L. Take
We
the
let it
L,
ride
man. Take the
because
L,
you're a
man.
Knicks fan.
This one, you
I'll
gotta
take you on the
L
court,
for.
Kevin, and eat you up
I
on
know
the
you
court.
will, and you probably will. I'm not
And
gonna
you too,
lie.
Evergreen.
Hey,
You too, Evergreen.
Hey, listen. What you guys are witnessing right now is what I call habitual goalpost movement.
Okay.
And all I got to do is ignore it. That's it.
Hold
I'll
on,
let
hold
my
on.
coach come
Did
on
I
here next
just
time.
hold on? Did
What
I
I tell you?
just hear CWC say he will spank Evergreen G? Is that what I heard?
That's what I heard.
Evergreen, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna need you.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna need you to put. I'm gonna need you to put your hat on. I need the full uniform here, sir, because we just can't have reckless commentary like that. We can't have I'm spanking a U.S. military man. We can't have that. We can't for the people. For the people.
It's funny how you watch them Instagram videos. You watch them Instagram videos of regular people trying to play against Army Navy policemen, and then those Army Navy policemen be spanking them on them Instagram. They don't know what hit them.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying, man?
Yeah.
Bro,
Let me get your point.
I don't play basketball no more. I play these word games. I don't play basketball. I make people make
when I
sense.
came on, I wanted to get to a point actually.
Yeah, Eddie.
I think the tide has changed in the sense of these star players signing with other teams because there's been a trend at least this year that everybody's re-signing their own players, and it seems like everybody wants to better their own team instead of going out and looking for superstars to build their team around and stuff like that from other people's organizations. They rather keep it in-house. And I'm thinking that the Kyrie and the Kevin Durant thing was kind of like the last time that you're going to see big superstar free agents move on. I'm not saying it's never not going to happen, but I don't see a reason why Mitchell Robinson ain't going to be a Knick for a long time. Julius Randle just got signed to a long-term deal. You can even say Obi Toppin, all these guys are going to stick around, even if they're coming off the bench, unless something, out of the ordinary happens. But, I'm just realizing a trend that these superstar players are not going to be jumping from organization to organization. I don't know if it has anything to do with the pandemic. I don't know if that, makes it more easier for players to get the bag, secure the bag, then instead of going out on the free agent market. Because look what happened to Dennis Schroeder, right? If Dennis Schroeder would have secured his bag when the Lakers offered him $4 years, $80 million, he would have been going through what he's going through now, where he has a 1 year, $5 million deal on another team, going from the Lakers, who are a championship caliber team, down to the Boston Celtics, who we have no idea where they're going to land in the standings, right? So, a lot of these players are securing the bag, and they're not messing around talking about, I'm going to go in free agency. Kevin Durant did the same thing. He signed his extension. He didn't wait till next year. Next year, he was going to be a free agent. He could have gone anywhere he want. He goes, nah, I'm going to sign my extension now, get my $180-something million, and secure myself for the next 3-4 years. And I think that's a trend now. And I think it's very good for the players, man. That's a very smart move by the players.
Well, that's gonna be the last bag KD gonna have right there. That's gonna be the last bag.
Yeah, but he could have waited until next year to see if somebody else would have wanted to sign him to an extent to a contract on a team that he thought would have been a contender, this and that. He decided to sign an extension this year instead of waiting till next year. You don't know if Kyrie might do the same mid-season. You know what I'm saying?
He don't want to take that risk though. With his
That's what
injury.
I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. These players aren't risking it in the sense of waiting for free agency and waiting to see what's going to happen, because if you risk it, you go into the Dennis Schroeder. You get into that Dennis Schroeder zone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
And Mitchell Robinson, for all intents and purposes, is a better player than Robert Williams is. I heard somebody say on Twitter that Robert Williams is actually like a mini Mitchell Robinson. So imagine Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson's probably one. I don't know what the max he can get. Like, I have to get the numbers on the max he can get, but it's around the $50 million mark. And I'm pretty sure the Knicks will probably get that done by halfway through the season. They're not going to let that kid go.
Yeah.
Now, I agree. He should be making more money than Frank and Knox when Frank was on the team. I heard they made more money than Mitch.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
but that's
they
crazy.
made more money in 1 year. Frank made more money in 1 year than Mitch made his whole Knicks career.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's crazy.
Yeah, but that has a lot to do with player draft positioning when you get picked. You know, and then that's just a whole other story about drafting and why players get picked in certain draft positions. It's like this year now. We have Miles McBride and we have Quentin Grimes. I like both of the players. I think both of the players are going to be fine. But if you put them tit for tat, probably Miles McBride is ahead of Quentin Grimes. But Quentin Grimes.
No, Grimes.
No, but you could. That's debatable, right? That's debatable. Like I said, I like both the players just fine. But if you want to go tit for tat, there's an argument to be made that Miles McBride is probably ahead of Quentin Grimes at the moment. And Quentin Grimes is making more money than Miles McBride because he's a first-round pick and has a guaranteed contract. So, you know, you can say those types of things about draft positioning and why players get paid more than certain other players.
Right. Hey,
a simple CBA read will tell you that. Simple. So again, if you're not a guy that's looking at that CBA, you know, hate to say it, but you know, your conversation really don't matter.
I agree with Evergreen because I read the. Now I'm not a CBA expert. I don't spend my time on reading the CBA, but I will read it though. You know what I'm saying? For pertinent information. But I agree with Evergreen G on that. Certain things is outlined too plain for you not to pay attention to it.
And I'm not saying everybody needs to go out and be an expert on it. I'm certainly not. But I know where to look when people say crazy outlandish stuff to nip it in the bud or to realize that this person don't know what the hell they talking about. It's probably not a good idea to listen to them.
For sure, Evergreen. It's you can't just come out your mouth and say whatever outlandish contract or whatever outlandish trade proposals and not understand about how the money works, how the trade market works, how this works, because then, you know, you look dumb. And that happens a lot, man. That happens a lot, bro. But, you know, I guess as content creators, as people that are on these platforms, it's our job to, like, know certain things. You don't have to be an expert, but you have to know certain things. So, like you said, man, nip it in the bud and be like, listen, man, I mean, that's a great deal, but you can't, under the logistics of money, you can't do this. So they have to understand what that means. You know, you can't just trade blase blah for whoever and be like, okay, because both of the players match or whatever the case is, the money has to match. The salary cap of each team has to match. And everybody should know these things. You know what I'm saying? That's just elementary type deal. You know, it's not that difficult to understand.
It's very difficult, apparently.
I guess. So to me, it's not that difficult. I guess to you, it's not that difficult to a lot of people, but there's other people that don't understand it. Yeah, man.
You know.
Hey, so Gregory Castillo, thank you for the super chat applied. He said, "You the CBA guy, Evergreen, you're supposed to tell us."
Well, then that means that you can't hold on. We can't hold on to that mantra of the Knicks fans being the most educated. You know, I'll be the CBA guy if that's what y'all want me to do. I'm fine with that, but you know, if I'm the CBA guy, a lot of people's opinions will get shut down immediately, and they won't be. I'll see to it that Freezy's like, yo, man, this guy's gonna get embarrassed. We can't put this guy on the show.
And then plus that means that if he's the expert, that means when he says something, you have to listen to what he says.
Oh yeah, that's another thing, because you know people will jump up and down and tell Evergreen that he's crazy. He's crazy for honoring fiscal security.
Right.
He's crazy. He's crazy for all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it happens, and then what? Oh, Evergreen knows what he's talking about now. Come on, man. You got to give that guy more than $8 million. I'm sorry, dog.
Yeah. And so Paris Douglas says we got too many draft picks to overpay Mitchell Robinson. I don't know.
No,
if I agree.
that's 100% false. We can go over the cap to sign him. We've already signed all of our players. Knox is on the last year of his contract. That's $8 million. Joe King Noah is going to come off the books next year. That's another 6 point something million. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure there's other maneuvers. We have a Luca Vildoza on the books who's worth $3 million. We don't know if we're going to cut him. You know what I'm saying? So that right there is around 18, 19 million, and that's more money than Mitchell Robinson is probably going to be per year. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm grateful for the super chatter platter, but you know what I'm saying? It's again, we have to understand these types of logistics and these types of things when we're talking about NBA contracts.
Hey man,
so how much you think Mitch Robinson worth? How much you think he worth?
I think he's worth a couple, like maybe $5 million more, 1 mil, 1.5 mil more per year than Robert Williams. Again, I don't know what's exactly the.
That's 15 mil. That's 15 mil. Because Robert Williams is making 13.5.
And what did I say was the asking price, people? 12 to 15 mil. That's.
Well, let me tell you something. Mitch Robinson better work his butt off too. He can't be getting hurt like that,
bro. But he's not. He's getting hit by cars, and meteors are being thrown at him. What are you talking about? He can't be getting hurt. We know this.
Please, he getting hit by cars and all that stuff.
He broke his hand, and he broke his foot 4 games later after he came back. It's not like.
And then when he come back again, he gonna break his ankle, right?
Oh, okay.
But that's an injury though. That's not being hurt.
That's gonna be called injury prone though. If you keep on getting hurt,
prone. It's not.
If you keep on getting hurt, that's if you keep on getting hurt, that's injury prone.
Yo, will you if you walked outside and got hit by a car?
Oh boy, here you go again.
No. Hear me out. If you walked outside and got hit by a car, got injured, went to the hospital, was in the hospital for 3 months, you got out the hospital, you figured out how to walk, you're good. You go outside and you get hit by another car, right? Are you gonna say you don't deserve anything now? Are you gonna really say that that's his fault?
Yeah, you have to be careful what you do.
Injury prone, or that you're now injury prone because two freak accidents happen.
See, well, I think of Mitch Robinson when he be in the game, he don't think about things. I think he's just clumsy. That's what I think. I think he just like clumsy.
Oh wow,
stuff, man.
There's a point to like what CWC is doing, because sometimes these kids, when they're 20, 21, they're not all into the how their body works. You know, their arms are longer. And you could kind of like see when Mitchell Robinson runs, his arms dangle. So that takes time. You know, you're not going to get that. He's 21, 22 right now. Around this age, 23, is when people start building up into their bodies and knowing how their body works. Because remember, these kids are super tall. They grow super fast. The bones, the muscles, everything, that all plays a part. And how it's not like a regular 5'10" guy walking and running. These guys are 7 feet tall. You know, it's a different ball game. But when you say injury prone is like, I understand he's probably been in the league 3 years and he hasn't played a full season each year, but you can see that he's very skinny, right? Until this year is when you start saying, you hear Mitchell Robinson is a big guy now. You know, he started lifting weights. He's a big boy now. Now he's grown into his body a little bit more. And you can probably see the difference coming in this year and the year next of what Mitchell Robinson was 3 years ago. So if you're a skinny guy, you're 19, 20 years old, you're playing against Joel Embiid, who's 24, 25 in that body type, you know, you're going to get hurt. There's going to be some injuries, and that happens to rookies all over the spectrum. It's not just, you know, Mitchell Robinson. So, you know, you have to be careful when you say injury prone, because this probably could be the next 4 or 5 best years of Mitchell Robinson's career. Right. And it would be great to have him under contract for the next 4 or 5 years.
Right. I agree with you, Eddie C. So 2 points. I want to make 2 points to that. For one, it's the reason why the NFL says you have to be 3 years out of high school to play in the NFL, right? That's one reason too, because of exactly what Eddie C just said. Because being 6'6", 320 out of high school and 6'6", 320 out of college are two totally different things. You know what I'm saying? And the other thing too is you're paying Mitchell Robinson right now for what he's going to do over the next few seasons and not what he did in the past, right? This right here is a paycheck, not a reward, right? So to say Mitchell Robinson over the next 4 years is only worth, say, $10 million means you're going to get a guy that you.
He said 8. He said 8.
Or okay.
Short him that $2 million, like he said. He said 8.
Okay. Well. The thing is, that means you think that Nerlens Noel is a better player than Mitchell Robinson.
He said that too.
But the thing is that advanced analytics say Mitchell Robinson is by far the superior defensive player, right? By far, it's not even close. Like, what are we even talking about?
But we have to see with our own eyes on the court. We can't go by the analytics, all of that kind of stuff. We have to, you know what I'm saying? When you play ball, you see what you're getting on the court. And you be like, damn, Noel, he could play some defense, man. And you see with your own eyes, like he hustle for the ball, he get blocks, he get more blocks than Mitch.
You know what's the most beautiful part about this, CWC? That they're both on our team. To me, that's the most beautiful part of this whole conversation. You know what I'm saying? That we don't have to.
But make it so bad. I don't even see Mitch. I don't even see Mitch on the court.
But advanced analytics says.
But when you did see Mitch, you did see some spectacular things.
Right.
He's not getting fouled out the game.
But shot blocks are one thing. But opponents' field goal percentage in different areas on the floor is advanced analytics. And opponent's field goal percentage versus Mitchell Robinson is way less than it is versus Nerlens Noel on a lot of different places on the floor, from the rim all the way out to the 3-point line. Mitchell Robinson is a better defender. The reason why Mitchell Robinson don't have as many blocks as Nerlens Noel is because people don't shoot around Mitch. If people shot or took more attempts around Mitch, then Mitch would have the opportunity to block more shots. But since Mitch is a better defender, they don't attempt those shots. They pass the ball back out, kick it back out.
Drop the mic.
No, they can't defend.
Nope, you're wrong.
Okay, all right. I'm going to pull up the data right now. I'm going to tell you.
But again, the most beautiful part about it is they're both on our team. So whenever Mitchell Robinson goes out, or let's say Mitchell Robinson is not able to play one game, Nerlens Noel is a great backup, and you can't come out and say Mitchell Robinson is injury prone and then not say the same for Nerlens Noel. You know, Nerlens Noel has also battled the injury bug. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so he have both those players in.
Yeah, Noel be out for 2 days and he'll come back.
Right.
He'll come back.
But it's also like
with an ACL.
If Mitch come back next season, if he hurt, I want everybody to speak the same language.
and so
no problem. I keep the same energy, baby.
So for those that say Mitchell Robinson is not a better defender, clearly are clueless, because data suggests that Mitchell Robinson
we listen to all that data, that other stuff. We have to see with our own eyes on the basketball court. We have to see what's going on in the basketball court. We can't go by that.
I understand that, but bro, what you got to do is go by the measure of what things that have happened. I ain't saying like CWC is saying that we should trust the eye test, and I believe that some too. But what I'm saying is to just say definitively that Mitchell Robinson is not better without looking at data, to me, is a misstep. You know what I'm saying? You can't just do that. You know what I'm saying? It's the data is a compilation of things that have happened. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, you just pulled data from somewhere and it didn't have a direct correlation to what happened on the court. It did. It did. All data is a compilation of all the things that have happened. People shoot.
All right, we'll see next year, though. We'll see next year. We're gonna see about that data.
What are you trying to say, CWC? Are you trying to say that we should let Mitchell Robinson play out this year and not sign him to a contract?
I believe he's not worth the bag. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, give him
a year is not worth.
Give him $8 million. Give him $8 million a year. Cause he don't be on. Hey, Eddie C. This dude don't be on the court. He don't be on the court.
He had one season like that, bro.
When he was
listen,
no. This dude had 2 or 3 injuries.
Mitchell Robinson, $8 million, and you watch Boston Celtics come in and swoop him and give him the same contract Robert Williams have, and have both those guys on the team, and we gonna be with Nerlens Noel.
Well, you see what position Boston Celtics in right now, right? They can't get their team organized. Their team is not organized.
Oh boy. I
don't know,
talking
man.
out the side of their
I would kill to have Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown on my team. I
don't think they could play together too. I don't think they could play together. If you think about it, they both isolation players, right? Like DeRozan and Levine. I don't think they're gonna play together because you have to move the ball movement. They ain't gonna have no ball movement nowhere, man. And teams gonna pick up on that. Watch. Everybody gonna be in one spot just standing. Everybody gonna be in one spot.
I disagree on all 3 of those points, but to each his own.
Ain't gonna be no ball movement with Chicago with DeRozan and Zach LaVine. Ain't gonna be no ball movement.
Hey,
with Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
Let me get him.
What about Lonzo Ball?
Please let me get him. Let me get him. Okay. All right. So there's
they all isolation players.
They're all isolation players. That's what you just said. DeMar DeRozan with San Antonio had just highest assists per game this season. What are you talking about? There's no ball movement. He had his highest.
It's not no ball movement.
He averaged 7 assists this season. He had 7 assists per game this season with San Antonio, and now he's going to Chicago, where they only have a guy that can pass the ball, in Lonzo Ball, pass the ball and shoot threes. That's the only thing Lonzo Ball can do. Zach LaVine is already a decent scorer in his own right. DeMar DeRozan just averaged 7 assists a game last season.
Okay, you could pass the ball to somebody. That don't mean it's ball movement. You could just pass the ball to somebody in the 3-point line or something like that.
No, if you pass the ball to somebody, does the ball move or does it stay still?
But you only move the ball one pass like that. Just one pass.
So if
you know what I'm saying, you gotta move the ball around.
If you pass the ball to somebody,
that's ball movement. When you move the ball around
to somebody, if I take the ball and I pass it to Freezy, did the ball move or did it stay still?
The ball moved.
Evergreen, I know what you're trying to say. It's not working.
I'm trying. It is working. You're looking crazy right now. You're looking crazy. You're sounding crazy right now. You're not making any sense, and it's okay to not make sense. I'm here.
No, it ain't. I'll always make sense when I talk.
No, it ain't.
Lord have mercy. Nick fans, I got you.
Why do you think Boston Celtics couldn't do nothing last year?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? DeRozan and Zach LaVine, they both isolation players. The ball ain't gonna move like that.
Would you say that Boston struggled last year because Kemba Walker was hurt?
Mm.
I'm just asking the question.
They didn't. They really didn't have no.
Freezy, that's not why. Can't be why.
I'm just asking because
it's impossible.
Because Kemba was hurt a lot of last season. Their starting point guard was hurt.
Mm.
So, and then they did play a lot better they did play a lot better when Kemba got back. But I think it might have been too little, too late by the time.
They didn't play better.
Yeah,
they didn't play better. Freezy, come on. Now.
Then they got Struz on the team, and that's going to be worse. Struz is going to be going for his contract. That's going to be worse.
I agree with that. I don't. That's going to be a nightmare. I don't see how Shooter can be impactful in the long term on a.
But here's my problem with Schroeder. Do you think that was? Let me ask you a question. But let me ask you, CWC. not disagree, but I never question your facts. Never do. All right, so you ain't got to
You
worry about
should.
that.
You should.
No, because
I question his
Cornerstone,
logic.
you know it comes
I
true.
question his logic sometimes.
All the time.
Sometimes, because me and CWC, we've been on the same page a lot, so that's the reason why. This Mitch thing, I just think he's wrong on. I honestly think he's wrong on. But time will tell. Time will tell.
Listen, you don't have.
Oh
to
yeah,
think
yeah, it will tell
have
next year, Evergreen. I want you to have the same energy,
I
Evergreen.
will. Listen, you don't have to think he's wrong.
But now we got to put some ketchup on that crow. If Mitch brings us to the Eastern Conference Finals, you're gonna have to put some ketchup on that.
Definitely,
Okay,
definitely,
all right, okay.
definitely.
So as much as you want us to put that energy to saying, we were wrong and all like that, you got to do the same thing. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
That's all I'm saying.
If Mitch was there last year versus Atlanta Hawks, I would give Mitch his props. You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't there.
Right. Okay.
It'll, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Nah, that don't work with me.
That's the
You got to be there.
That's the only smart thing you've said this whole time.
Okay, all right. CWC, what game on our schedule are you most interested in looking at? What's the most
Atlanta Hawks. I want revenge. I want revenge.
You want revenge. What about you, Evergreen?
You want the Hawks too?
The Brooklyn away game. Yeah. Y'all put so much stock into Atlanta. I got it. I understand. Like, I'm not as really souped up with Atlanta as one.
They didn't want to beat us last year.
Listen,
Evergreen?
I'm not souped up on them like everybody else thinks. Just because I can look at the game, I can use the eye test and look at the game and see exactly what our deficiencies was. And I can see that the things that we corrected in the offseason made us better and made us have the ability to beat that. So I'm not worried about Atlanta. I was worried about them last season only because Mitchell Robinson didn't really play, right? And because we swept them in the beginning we swept them, in the regular season. But when we swept them, they also had really tight games against us. So that's the only reason I was scared of Atlanta. We didn't have Mitchell Robinson there, right? And we were still trying to figure out the point guard position by the time we got our heads out of our butts, right? I'm not worried about Atlanta. Everybody's like, there's a rivalry there. There's not a rivalry there.
No, honestly,
Atlanta.
I think so. It's more a rivalry and with the Hawks than Brooklyn.
Hey, let me.
No.
So Cornerstone Kev, let me point out something to you real quick. So I have data right here on the screen, right? So this is the defensive win shares metric, right? But for every player that played minutes at center in the NBA last year defensively, right?
Okay.
And so the list goes: Henry Ellenson, Rudy Gobert, Julius Randle, Joel Embiid, Anthony Davis, Larry Nance, Mitchell Robinson, right?
And he's above Miles Turner, who everybody was clamoring for as well.
And Clint Capella.
No, he's not. That's a lie.
He is. There it is right there in front of you.
Nope, it's a lie. I don't care what it says. It's
Evergreen G, there's the data right there in front of you.
It's a lie.
Evan, you want me to make it big? You want me to print it, make it bigger?
You can make it bigger. You can make it bigger, and it's still meaningless. You know that.
What if I change the color?
You can change the color to blue with the background orange, and it's still a lie. What was said on paper and what's recorded doesn't mean anything, Freezy. That's doesn't mean anything.
And so for those that don't understand this conversation has a tinge of sarcasm. For those that would, you know what I'm saying? But Cornerstone Kev, here is data, right? Defensive win shares for people that had minutes at the center position, right?
Okay.
Right. It's right here in front of you, right?
Yeah.
Henry Ellenson, Rudy Gobert, Julius Randle, Joel Embiid, Anthony Davis, Larry Nance Jr., Mitchell Robinson.
So what I'm looking at, are these the names that had better? Are you saying that are better than Mitchell Robinson? What am I looking at?
Well,
you are looking at defensive win shares metric. That means that for the guys that played minutes at center,
Right.
how many times they won against their opponent defensive win share? You know what I'm saying? That's what this says. So the guy, listen, people were like, Julius Randle was a liability on defense. Remember that?
Yes,
Guess
man.
who's ranked?
Yes,
Guess who's ranked third right here on this list? Julius Randle.
At the center position, the position that he doesn't play.
Exactly. This is
How's
why
that possible?
Hey, so Evergreen. So sometimes I sit here and I listen to people. They like, well, Julius Randle, blah blah blah. He don't give effort on defense. All he want to do is, and then I'm like, man, okay, clearly, you know, people go by. They take the word. What happens is somebody will say something, and then on the rumor mill, and then a rumor mill will be used as fact as opposed to real life data. Right? Here it is right here in front of your face. Here it is right here. Where is Nerlens Noel on this list?
He's not.
Yeah, he is. He's at the
but
top.
everything don't show up on the box score too. You know what I'm saying? Everything don't show up.
Nah.
See, Uncle Freezy trying to be sneaky.
Hey, CWC.
Hey, Uncle Freezy, you ain't gonna be sneaky with me. I know what you do.
CWC. You be trying to change that narrative sometime too now.
Yeah,
Uncle Freezy know what he's doing. Look, he looking up stats and all of that stuff. I don't have to look up nothing. I got knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
How do you get that knowledge?
Hey, CWC, never doubt your knowledge. Never doubt your knowledge.
Let me tell you exactly. Let me tell you something. Mitch Robinson better be in that uniform next year. And Evergreen, I want you to have that same energy. You and Uncle Freezy.
Nah,
and EC. And Eddie C.
What I'm saying is, okay, wait a minute. So y'all are saying that this website that the NBA owns is not a reliable source.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, here we go.
It's not reliable.
How do you say the NBA's own website is not a reliable source, bro?
Because those guys are liars. That's why.
Yeah, I
those
mean,
guys don't tell the truth about themselves.
What I'm saying is I agree with both sides of the argument, but to say that the other side of the argument is untruthful is crazy, bro. It's crazy. That's crazy to say that. I'm looking at the chat. The chat is like, well, the NBA website don't make sense. He just pulls a random stat. Nah, bro. The defensive win share is a metric, man. That's what people use to vote for defensive player of the year.
I know the chat agree with me.
Well, some of them are mindless. I'll just leave it at that.
So we seen what Noel did. We seen Noel did in the regular season and the playoffs. He did his best.
He was neutralized.
He was
neutralized in the playoffs. He was neutralized. The same Noel that we didn't. But the same Noel that we didn't see, that we were watching through the whole season, we didn't see that in 5 games.
Yeah, we did. We saw it.
Cause he was tired. He was tired.
Now we got an excuse.
Oh God.
Oh boy.
My brother, man.
And he wasn't healthy.
My brother.
Nick fans, the delusion is real. I thought it wasn't real, people. I thought we were past that.
Man.
I thought you get a winning season.
Yeah.
And I thought that the delusion would go away.
That's why they
man. CWC, man.
I'm not trying to call out a specific person. What I'm saying,
bro, I'll do it.
Hey, this is alcohol in here. Just to let y'all know.
Hey, didn't I tell y'all before? Tim should have set out Randall before the playoff because he was tired, and everybody was laughing at him.
You know what
I'm saying?
What's his name ain't about that, man. Hey, you heard Kimba say it in his press conference. He said you got to ask him. And what did Tibbs say?
You have to rest your players, man. They human. They human. Everybody human. You have to rest your players. And you see what happened to the playoff.
Right. I agree with you. I agree with you on that. Those dudes was tired.
Okay. Did Patrick Ewing rest?
Man, this dude was sweating while he was shooting his free throws, man.
Did Hakeem Olajuwon rest? Did Patrick Ewing rest? No, they was about playing.
Yeah, he rest. No, they rest back in the day.
But that ain't fair, Kev. That was like 30 years ago, though, man. These dudes is.
Dang, it's been 30 years.
Talk about this Patsy doing rest. That was like 20 years ago, Kevin.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is they didn't complain. Our team didn't complain either. Randall didn't complain about resting.
Nah, he wanted.
They had to do what they got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we
You
pay
know
these
what I'm
guys
saying?
millions of dollars.
But we got more firepower this year, though.
Exactly.
No, we don't.
Exactly.
So, yes, we do. Who said we don't have firepower this year?
I said that. We don't.
Evergreen.
You don't want to do no
We don't
take
have
with
no
this
firepower.
firepower. Yes, we
Evergreen.
do. Cut it
What?
out,
No, we
Evergreen.
don't. I'm using the eye test.
Oh, you better get some wet for the eye test. I don't know what eye test you talking about.
Using the eye
Talking
test.
about one guy.
Kemba
Firepower.
Walker didn't play enough last season for me to say that we got shooters this year. I'm using the eye
Don't we
test.
got Grim? Don't we
I'm
got
using the
Grim,
eye test.
IQ, Fournier? Don't we
Yeah,
got them? They can shoot.
They didn't play enough games in the preseason. I mean, in the summer league for me to use that type of eye test.
Oh, come on, man. Really?
They didn't play enough.
Here's
It
the
was only
ain't
7
play
games.
enough.
here's the real test. ACWC. Do you believe in McBride?
Yes. And
Okay.
Graham.
Ingram. Okay.
What did you use to make that determination, CWC? What did you use?
Well, I saw them in the summer league, man.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Saw them use the eye
And
test.
Graham, he played like Klay Thomas out there, man. Shooting lights out. He got a little defense with him.
I don't know who Klay Thomas is, but I do know that.
Really?
Did their numbers make a difference? Do you think?
Oh boy, here y'all go with this damn numbers and stuff. All this stuff, man. Leave that stuff alone, man. You know what I'm saying? Just because
I'll
I'm
be back.
Charlie
I'll be
Boy
back.
cousin, man, I'm
I'll be
good too.
back.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I play street ball, everything.
Oh,
Nobody don't
right.
do no numbers. We
Do
go
you
by
count-
the eye.
When you play street ball, do you count how many points you had each game?
Nope. I don't
You
do that. I don't
Oh,
keep
oh.
that. No, I don't. So
Oh,
when I
you
get
keep
on the
stats.
court, let me tell you something. When I get on the court, it better be somebody that can ball with.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Cause I ain't
Yeah.
no joking, bull.
Yeah.
I got the best player on the team. I'm a lockdown defender. I ain't
Got it.
Frank. Cause if I was on that court with Trey Young, it'd been a wrap.
Right. You got it. Okay. Yeah.
I'll tell you, I ain't no joking ball.
Well,
I told you.
I want to use the eye test with you, but I haven't seen you play, so I can't use the eye test with you.
Yeah,
At
yeah.
this point,
Please
that's all
don't.
hearsay.
I'll bring my coach on here next time. He'll tell you.
Oh, okay.
Man,
What-
y'all
how do
bug
you-
it out.
Did the coach use the eye test, or did he look at stats?
Well, he saw me shoot from half court, and he like, okay, I seen enough.
Did you did it a bunch, or you just did it one time?
I did it on 4 times.
Oh, okay. So he counted that, right?
Why not?
Oh, okay.
It's a point.
He used the stats. and he said,
Evergreen,
"Man,
don't do it. Don't do it.
man,
Don't
out
do
of
it.
4
Evergreen.
shots. That dude hit 4 shots from half court. It's a pretty
No,
good eye test. Huh?
No, I'm saying I could shoot in transition, everything.
Oh, okay.
I'm a great shooter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, hey, so let me ask
I give you that
this.
Reggie Miller slash.
Okay. All right. I believe you.
Yeah, I ain't no joke. I'm for real. I swear to God. I ain't no joke.
I
Yeah,
believe you.
man. Yeah, man. So
All right, Freezy, let's move on. I'm sorry. I just had. I'm sorry.
You ain't going nowhere with your tape, Evergreen.
I actually I gotta get out of here and do something, man, because I got a couple things coming up this afternoon. So
Uncle Freezy, always leave it.
I know.
Why you always
man.
leave it, Uncle Freezy?
We've been on for 2 hours and 18 minutes, man. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could stay on longer, but today I got something that I got to do, something at 5 and something I got to do at 1. And you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna get out of here so I can work on that stuff. Hey, CWC, come back tomorrow, man. Don't be running from us.
Oh boy.
Evergreen. I'll get some take verse me, man. Make sure you come correct when you verse me. I speak facts and knowledge.
Okay.
All right.
Anybody. I
Listen,
want that crown. I want that belt, Freezy.
What you see right now?
Ain't nobody gonna.
Come on, this one back here.
What you see
That's
right
right.
now, what you see right, Knicks fans, what y'all see right now is I like to call it the Trump effect, where you just kind of like you say the same thing over and over and over again, and eventually you believe it, and everybody else starts to believe it, contrary to popular belief and all the facts. Contrary to all the information, none of us know what else better than Mitch Robinson.
With the situation with Robinson, with Mitch Robinson, you have to be on the court.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? To get that bag. If you're not on the court, come on, man. What are we talking about?
Right.
And you got no way of playing his brain off in the regular season, man.
Mm-hmm.
And he had he had Todd Gibson to back him up.
Okay.
Well,
yeah. Come on, man.
We're gonna have to finish this tomorrow, man. I hate to leave, but we gotta finish this tomorrow. But we definitely gonna finish this.